So, what I'd like to turn now to is some larger, more cosmological questions. And in particular, I have the fine tuning of the universe in mind. And for those who aren't familiar with this concept, it's the somewhat or very frightening idea that if the laws of physics, the nature of subatomic particles, or the early conditions of the Big Bang or the universe were just ever so slightly different, the universe would be utterly uninhabitable. And I'm wondering first, before we get into maybe the thermodynamical element of this, if many worlds at all relates to this fine tuning of the universe. And my guess, if it does, is that while at some point the laws of physics might have been much more malleable, our branch of the wave function is one in which they developed in such a way as to be suitable for life. Is that at all? Or go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I think that the traditional answer to this is no. These ideas have nothing to do with each other. When I measure the spin of a particle in many worlds, the laws of physics are the same before I do the measurement, and they're the same on both branches after I do the measurement. Now, having said that, I do think that the history of physics will look back 500 years from now and say, we really wasted some time in not exploring the consequences of many worlds long after the theory was proposed. I do think that in the framework of quantum cosmology, there are specific cases where, for all intents and purposes, it looks like the laws of physics are evolving as you make measurements and do branches, but they're not really changing. They're narrowing down to some very specific set of laws. And I don't think this has worked out. I'm writing a paper about it right now myself. There's another way of doing a very similar thing to try to connect many worlds to the cosmological multiverse, to say that, right here in this room, the wave function of the universe, which you can't actually observe, has a superposition of all sorts of different vacuum states of quantum field theory or string theory or whatever. All of this is very speculative and not necessary. My point is just that we don't know is the short answer, but the super short answer is that most people would say that the fine-tuning and the many worlds picture have nothing to do with each other. We're just poking at whether or not that's necessarily true.